Hey guys, hi, it's Brittany. Again, this might be the first time that you're watching me speak, so if you are, hello, welcome. I'm the girl with the brain behind the wild side. That's me. Nice to meet you. I've spoken to you all through author's notes. You're all fantastic people, and I'm here to answer a few questions about what's to come. So after the epilogue came out, I asked anyone and everyone to send in any of their questions or concerns as to things that are going to happen in the sequel. The most popular question is, of course, what is the sequel going to be called and when is it coming out? Neither of which I have an answer to yet. Because I have a lot of awesome friends who keep making me awesome playlists, I keep hearing all of these great songs where I'm like, oh yes, I want to use this song as the title for the sequel. But there are so many that I haven't been able to decide on one yet, so it's still TBA. As for when it's coming out, I still have to go through all of the second season again so I can figure out the plot points, figure out exactly what I'm doing, tentatively exactly what I'm doing. Things are still subject to change based on ideas that I get from your reviews. Little known fact about the Wild Side, I don't remember what I was planning on doing before that, but Sadie was never supposed to have such an intensive relationship with Kate. That was something that I got from reviews when everyone was like, oh my gosh, is Sadie going to be a hunter? That's such an interesting take on it. And that gave me the idea to have her show up to the final battle with Kate and Allison instead of showing up with Stiles and Jackson. And things just sort of evolved from there. So things are always subject to change, but I want to get a good idea down of what I'm doing in the sequel before I start writing it. Will I be sticking close to the season 2 plotline? Yes. As closely as I stuck together with the season 1 plotline. Some things Sadie will know about, some things Sadie will not know about. But yes, I will be using the season 2 plotline. I got one question that asked, will elements of the hunt be used? If you don't know what the hunt is, you don't know what you're missing out on, and you should go onto your Facebook account right now and go to the Teen Wolf page and start playing because it's so much fun. The Hunt is an interactive Facebook game where you talk to everyone from Scott, Stiles, and Allison to Derek, Deaton, and Allison's mom, and they need your help to figure out all of the things that are happening in season 2. And there's some extra events that happen there that I won't tell you in case you want to go play the game for yourself. But I'm not using that special event. What I will be taking from the hunt is the little facts that they have. One thing that is super, super great is the hunt has everyone's birthdays. So I will probably be taking that information from there. And also little character development things, like you hear a little bit about Erica's relationship with her mother. So tiny things like that, but I'm not taking any huge plot points from it. Will Allison and Scott stay together? I like Scallison a lot, so they probably will. They have as many problems as they do in season 2 normally. You might just get a little more in depth with it and hear a little more insight, as Sadie is Allison's best friend and Scott's kind of like her brother, so she'll know a little more. I'll probably have to come up with a couple more details, but it will still be pretty similar to the show. A couple people are really excited to see how Sadie's relationship with Lydia is either going to affect or be affected by what happened to Lydia after the bite. I can say that Sadie still blames herself for what happened to Lydia, even though no one's really sure what did happen to Lydia. And a lot of season 2 will involve Sadie trying to deal with that guilt as Lydia remains in the dark about what is actually going on in the world around her. Will there be friction with Erica in season 2, seeing as Erica has a crush on Stiles? Yes. One of the things that I'm very tentative with about Sadie is that she kind of happens to be friends with everyone, and I don't want you guys to get the impression that she's just this happy-go-lucky girl who's friends with everyone and doesn't have any enemies ever. So what you will see in season 2 is a lot more of Sadie making blind judgments, and not truly taking the time to sit back and think about everyone's motives for everything so she can see the good in people. So with Erica, with Erica's change in attitude from pre-bite and post-bite, that's definitely going to get in the way of them being friends. A lot of you were really interested in the relationship that Sadie had with Kate, and how Kate's death is going to affect her. I know a lot of people didn't want me to kill Kate, but I kind of had to because that's a huge lead-in for season 2, because Gerard comes to town because of Kate's death. There will be lasting effects of Kate's relationship with Sadie. Kate was really a role model for Sadie in a lot of different ways. She will keep in mind a lot of the training that she had, but at the same time, while she misses Kate as the person that she thought she knew, she also has now seen this whole new side to who Kate was, and how similar that they really were. So Sadie has now seen a dangerous part of herself, and she's not really sure how to deal with that. So a lot of the first part of the story is going to be Sadie working through her new fears and her new outlook on herself. Will you eventually do a season 3 story? I don't want to lock myself into that for now, because in the past, I've not been the best updater. Like I said, this is the only story that I have ever finished, and my update schedule is usually not this clean. The fact that I managed to get more than 2 chapters out a week is astounding to me. That anymore. Do not expect 2 chapters a week when I have a college course load and shows to do and touring to do and a job to work. It's going to be a lot harder to get out 9-page chapters, 9 to 16-page chapters twice a week. That's probably not going to happen. Do I want to continue into season 3? Yes. I have a lot of things planned for what I would like to happen in season 3. I really liked all of the actual plot that happened in season 3. Also, I completely adore Cora Hale, and I would love to have Sadie and her interact with each other. I'm kind of working out how I want their relationship to be, but I would definitely love to do season 3, so I will be easily persuaded if I ever get that far. How much of Saddle's relationship have you planned? I've spent entirely too much time planning their relationship, and I basically know all of their big relationship landmarks and what episode each step of their relationship is going to invoke, so to speak. That's one of the few things that will probably not change. Like I said, I didn't really have the Kate idea, so there are things that are still in flux. But the baseline of the storyline is Stiles and Sadie's relationship, which I have plotted out, and that's basically what I'm working around. So that probably won't change. That's pretty rigid, and there's a lot of different plot points that I have planned, and hopefully you guys like those points just as much as I do. Will Stiles and Sadie ever break up? Their relationship obviously isn't going to be completely smooth sailing. There's going to be problems that they encounter because of werewolves, there's going to be problems that they encounter because of themselves as human beings and teenagers, so they will be dealing with problems. I'm not going to mention how serious they're gonna get. I'm not gonna say anything else on the subject. Is there any chance of seeing the Alpha Pack before season 3, like how I slipped in Isaac, Boyd, and Erica? Probably not. I'm not going to completely write out the idea, but as of right now, no, I'm not planning on having them. So those are all the questions that I got so far. If you guys have any more, if you want to know where a specific character relationship is gonna go, if you guys have any questions about things that happened in the wild side that you didn't understand, please feel free to drop me a message either on Fanfiction or on my Tumblr, and yeah, I'll make another video if you guys liked this. I'll see you when I post the next one-shot.